Coach, second time facing this team in 8 days. What stands out to you most about your most recent meeting?
Just the areas where we can improve. We fought our way back in the last game, and then there were a couple things, that had bit us in the butt throughout the game. How we let them get loose on some of those catch and shoot threes, and then the offensive rebounds, where we can do a better job of securing the ball and finishing possessions. And then obviously we had 19 turnovers. So 19 turnovers, 14 offensive rebounds, and still be a 5-point game with a minute and a half to go, something like that. We gave ourselves a chance, but, ultimately against a team like this, you can't afford to beat yourself like that.
With your schedule the way it's been, you've now had an opportunity to stack a couple practice days together, which I'm sure you appreciate. What was the point of emphasis there, and how valuable was it from teaching tools to be actually get on the floor and implement some of your stuff?
It was good. Obviously, when you play as many games that we had played leading up to that, without practice time, there are some slippage in habits. So these past few days have been great for us to just work on our system and our habits. Things that have made us a good defensive team early, how we improve offensively in those things. So just systematic cleanup, a lot of individual work for guys, small things, as well.
And lastly, for me, with Jalen Dern has emerged on the injury report with the right wrist. Any update there?
We'll see.
JB, they don't have Tatum tonight, and he doesn't miss a lot of games. Just how does that change your preparation?
Absolutely. From an individual tendency standpoint, it changes some of the things that you do, but, they play the same way, with or without him. They move the ball. This is one of the most unselfish teams that, we've seen consistently. And, they've got immense levels of talent all over the floor, the way they space the floor, creating threes and those types of things. So it doesn't change how we're going to guard them, what we're going to try to do. Obviously, it just removes a guy who's extremely talented from the lineup. But, this team is good enough to figure out a way to beat you with the guys that they have. So still going to be a tough challenge for us, and I think our guys are ready to accept that.
So similar to that, they're a team that likes to play a lot of different guys up and down their rotation, even two-way guys. What's it like going up against a team like that you might not know who's playing any given night? For you guys, how do you try to get everybody involved, top to bottom of the roster?
For them, it's similar because they don't change style. No matter who they put on the floor, they play the same style. They'll work their two big lineups. They'll work a traditional big, lineup. The Porzingis at the 5 lineup. So they do a lot of really creative things because of what the talent allows them to do and the versatility that it has and how flexible they can be. And it's different, obviously different circumstances for each program or each team. We're in a position where, we're trying to build some consistency. So trying to give guys consistent minutes is very, very important for us. We have to figure out ways on off days, practice days, how we use our G League team, those types of things to make sure that everybody's getting the reps that they need to stay ready.
So you guys have come close, and you guys have played better. But to get that win at New York, how encouraging is that for the young guys to get over the top and to get a signature win like that?
I was really, really proud of the guys because of the time that they put in, their commitment to it, how they just want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. And when you do sacrifice like that, at some point in time, you want to see, a bigger result. So I think, what was a standout for us also was we played them earlier in the year and we didn't give them our best performance. And our guys had that on their mind. So for them to be aware and conscious of that, to go out and then give them, our best shot, I think shows steps. And, tonight is another opportunity for us to continue to improve and take steps. And that's what this season is about for us, is making sure that game to game, week to week, we keep taking steps. And I think our guys have done a great job of that so far.
Along those lines, what development have you seen from Cade as far as a playmaker, particularly?
I can't say enough about Cade and what his, instincts are, his IQ is. The thing that I've learned most about being around him is like the empathy that he has for his teammates. He has an understanding of what each guy on the floor needs and how they're feeling in the moment. So he knows how, to get Timmy a shot, Tobias a shot, get our big guys involved. Like, he's consciously thinking about everybody else that's out on the floor with him and then has the ability to figure out how to get his own on top of it. So that's something that I think I've been most impressed about is that, and then the leadership that's behind that and the reasons why he does all those things.
You said the Celtics team is one of the more unselfish teams you've seen. A lot of coaches that have come by here have said that. What about that them stands out that makes you say, like, they seem so unselfish and they're kind of prepared to play them?
They just care, again, outside looking in, they just seem like they care about winning more than anything else. 99% of the time, it seems like they make the right simple pass to whoever it is that's open. And I know this sounds crazy, but there aren't that many teams that at that level would just throw the ball to the open man. And that shows the ultimate amount of trust in team. And then everybody goes out and like they repeat what their stars do. You know what I mean? Like Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, like those guys could shoot the ball every time they wanted to, right? But they sacrifice of themselves to make the right play over and over again, and I think it sets the tone. And they built and established a great culture of that here, and one, that people should try to emulate more.
Coach, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good to see you. How much have Malik and Tim and Tobias influenced the culture that you talk about cultures?
Yeah, they've been huge. Just again, the people that they are mattered. And again, I think Trajan did a great job of finding the right people to come and be a part of this with us and where we're trying to go. And those three guys are that. They're high character guys who are professional in their approach. I think one of the things that, kind of is overlooked is if you go through their history, like they play a ton of games every season, right? So that means they're doing something that's not on the floor that our young guys need to see, and how they prepare, how they recover, how they eat, like all those things. Like that was part of the decision in bringing those guys in also because their leadership was going to be needed, not just on the floor, but off the floor as well, so we can help grow and develop the program. And then, they're good enough to still contribute. All those guys you have to worry about when they're on the floor, their ability to make shots, create shots, defensive versatility. So not only being able to talk it, but being able to walk it as well.
Coach, Derek White's shot blocking is a pretty unique skill set for a guard. Obviously, you played these guys last week and you had to game plan against them in the playoffs. What's the process of game planning and sort of coaching your team up to deal with such a unique skill set?
It's one of those things that, at his size, it's difficult to game plan for, right? Because it's a lot of his will. And it's hard to game plan for Will. Like, he just does not want to let you score. He just doesn't give up on plays, right? No matter your size, like, he doesn't mind getting dunked on. He's been dunked on before, right? His pride doesn't get in his way of trying to do what's right. And that goes back to the selflessness of this team, right? Like, if you're willing to do that over and over again, like, the selflessness is you're just trying to do whatever it takes to help the group. And I think that's what, Derek White does. And, that's why he's been able to be so impactful. All right. Appreciate you guys.